Hi, my name is Maria Andrea, and welcome to Books and Bocadillos. Today, I want to share my setup for the Read What You Own challenge that starts on November 6th. So, by the time you're watching this, it will have already started. I'm recording this on Sunday, November 5th, and it's pretty late at night. So, the Read What You Own challenge is a challenge that was created by Ollie at Criminoli, and the co hosts are MJ at Reading This Live, Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads, and Crystal at Fiber Artsy. Some people who are participating in the challenge are reading 100 books before they get to buy any new physical books. I am not aiming for 100. 100 felt a little unrealistic for me. This is my first time participating in this challenge publicly, and I don't typically read 100 books in a year. I average about 50 to 80 books a year, so I went with 41 as my target number. I am 41 years old, and that's how I just came up with that number. 41 felt like a good number for this challenge. It's probably going to take me a while to get there. So I did want to challenge myself that way. I didn't want to do something too small, too attainable. I did want to push myself. So 41 did seem like a good number to start with. So what are my parameters, guidelines? What's the setup here? I have paused my Audible subscription. So I won't be getting any more Audible credits until I finish this challenge. I am subscribed to Scribd. I use Scribd mostly for audiobooks and podcasts. And I want to say something about Scribd because Scribd has been awesome to me lately. I love podcasts on Scribd. I especially love listening to author interviews on Scribd. I have been obsessed. I have been reading Nuestra Parte de Noche by Mariana Enriquez, Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez, and I have been listening to author interviews with Mariana Enriquez on Scribd as I'm reading the novel, and I find that that's been really, really helpful for me. It's given me context, awareness, understanding. It's opening my eyes to what this novel is about, what inspired her to write this novel. It's amazing. I love it. I cannot get enough of her interviews. I've also been obsessed with Sandra Cisneros interviews about her book, Martita, I Remember You, Martita Te Recuerdo. I've also listened to interviews with the translator, Liliana Valenzuela, because she did a gorgeous job with that translation. I am so in love with that translation. I still want to do a video about that book because that book has changed my life. So anyway, back to the challenge. Script is great. Great author interviews, great podcast selection. Back to the challenge. DNFs. Did not finish. If there is a book that I need to set down that I won't finish, if I read 100 pages of it, I'm going to count it as read for the challenge. For this challenge, I will be reading both physical and digital books. I have so many books on my Kindle, and honestly, I feel more daunted, more overwhelmed by the amount of books that I have collected digitally. I don't feel like I have too many. I mean, I do have a lot of books physically, but I feel like I'm not as overwhelmed by my physical collection as I am by my digital collection. So I'll be reading from both physical shelves and digital collections. Book buying exceptions. So I won't be doing any hauls, doing a lot of book buying, but there may be exceptions to the book buying. Books as gifts. I may be giving books as gifts for the holiday season. I tend to be a book nerd like that. I'll give people books for Christmas, and I love receiving books. And then that goes the other way. I don't typically receive books. No one in my real life really ever gives me books. Um, so I don't foresee any issues with receiving books, but I don't think I'm going to receive any books. But if I do receive any books as gifts, they won't count towards the challenge. Um, Book clubs and buddy reads. I plan to continue to be involved in my in real life book clubs as well as engaged in um, online book clubs and buddy reads. So if I need to pick up a book for a book club or a buddy read, I'm going to try to get it from my library or script. But in the event that I have to purchase a book for that book club or that buddy read, I won't count it. It'll be okay, like in terms of my own rules and structure, but it won't count towards the challenge. Um, I am also planning a day trip as like this is going on. A couple of friends and I are planning to go to the beach. We want to go read on the beach. We want to visit an indie bookstore that's on the bay, and I'm really excited. I've been to that bookstore. It's really, really cute. One of my friends, the person who actually had the idea of doing this like day trip, she hasn't been and she really wants to go. So I'm going along. And if I buy a book, then it's going to be just for the experience of being with my friends and being a book nerd. I'm going to allow myself that experience. I think my restraint is going to be like I'm not going to splurge like heavily on books. If I buy anything at that bookstore, I'm probably going to be aiming to buy either books that I already have on my TBR that I really want to get to, or books that I'm collecting. So if I buy any books and I read any books from that like trip, I won't be counting them towards this challenge. So a fun thing that I am doing as part of this Read What You Want challenge, I must credit Evita Lecturitas. So I love her channel. Evita, if you are watching this, si estás viendo este video, muchísimas gracias por la inspiración. She has this like video series that she's doing where at the beginning of the year she picked 12 books off of her unread shelves and then wrapped them up as like gifts to herself, and then month to month she opens up a book and then talks about the book, and does this whole video where she's like talking about the book and then she reads the book and then she reviews the book. And I love those videos. I absolutely love watching her do that. And as a new booktuber, I want to create content that I love to watch, and so I've been watching her videos, and when she does that, I really like enjoy that. So I wanted to create that on my channel too. So I borrowed that inspiration, that idea, and I'm doing that for this challenge. So what I did was I took books from my Kindle library, and I made a collection of them. So these are 10 books. And so I've numbered them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so it goes. And I've put the numbers in a little tea tin, and I will be drawing a number, and then that number will correspond to one of these books from this collection, and I'll read that book. So it's just kind of a way for me to be gently prompted to read something, and not be so overwhelmed because there's so many unread books. And sometimes one experiences decision fatigue, and it's like, what do I even want to read next? And it's so hard. So I feel like I just kind of put 10 books in a collection, and I'm going to just focus on these 10 books, 10 at a time. And so with my physical shelves, I took 11 books from my physical shelves, and I wrapped them up for myself. So you can see here, numbered them. And so I will be drawing numbers, and I'll be prompting myself to read books. There's a surprise element which makes it fun, but then there's also this like gentle push, gentle motivation to pick up a book, to be like gently forced to read something. Again, I do experience decision fatigue, and it feels sometimes overwhelming to pick what the next book you want to read. And especially when you're experiencing like FOMO because you're not reading the latest new releases, or I feel like just having this little game with myself where I do a random pick, and yeah, I can read other stuff on my shelves anytime. Like I can still mood read, but one of the books that I'll be putting into circulation will be one of, like, I'll pick a digital and a physical. So you'll probably see videos from me in which I just draw and like tell you about the book that I drew, and then we'll go from there. I need to improve on my vlogging skills. I really want to create vlogs. I really want to make some fun videos. I just feel like my learning curve is kind of steep. But thank you so much for watching. If you subscribed and you watch my videos, thank you so much. It means the world to me that that you care, that you're here, and that you just are curious about what I'm reading. All right, that's it for now. Hasta la próxima.